Alright, let's have a real chat today. Has camping officially gone too far? I mean, look at the scene. Alibaba rooftop tents, builds that cost more than an actual house. Lithium battery systems that can power a street to take you camping maybe 3 times a year. You got blokes setting up espresso machines, Starlink dishes, and even pop-up cinemas in the bush. And I'm not making this up, it's definitely real and out there. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with it. If you love that kind of gear and you've got the coin, power to you. But somewhere along the way, camping turned into this weird competition. Who's got a better setup? Who's spending the most? Who's rocking the latest fridge? It's like the bush has become a product showroom. Look, I reckon social media has a big part to play. You scroll through Instagram or even YouTube, the platform you're watching this on, and see these beautifully polished builds, lights everywhere, drawers that slide like butter, hot showers in the middle of the desert, and suddenly your old swag and esky doesn't feel too good and probably doesn't feel enough anymore. And that's the mental game that sort of social media plays on people. But let's be real. Back in the day, camping was about roughing it. Look at Malcolm Douglas. He could do everything we do today in an old troopy and a swag. He chucked in a swag in the back of the troopy, threw it down under a tree, and he didn't need a $3,000 fridge and solar setup to keep a few snags cold. Nowadays, people are spending $80K on a four-wheel drive, $100,000 on accessories, $150,000 on a caravan. For a lot of folks, that kind of spend is just out of reach, and it's downright intimidating, and 9 times out of 10 not necessary. But here's the good news. I think budget camping is making a comeback, and I've seen it more and more lately. So coming off my latest trip, we had this conversation about camping and what you need and all that kind of stuff. And I think people are starting to realise that you don't need the flashiest rig to enjoy the outdoors. You just need the right mindset. I've met people doing the big lap of Australia in $10,000 setups. Look at these backpackers. They just do it in like a van with hopes and dreams and get around Australia. Or they just got like an old Prado with like a $200 tent and a gas cooker. And guess what? They're having as much fun, sometimes even more, as the bloke with a $150,000 caravan and a $200,000 Ram. So my advice from this video would be stop worrying about what you don't have. Go out and enjoy this awesome lifestyle we have in Australia before it's gone. This right here, this is enough. A decent swag, a bit of canvas, a fire pit, a couple of cold ones, that's camping to me. No power cords, no 45-minute setups, just peace, bush, the ambience of nature, and good company. So let's talk about the real cost of going full-blown with your build. And I'm not just talking about the dollars, but also the stress that comes with it. Sometimes less is really more. Budget camping, I think, strips it all back. It's a swag out in the open, a billy on the fire, and stories around the campfire till the stars come out. No tech, no schedules, just freedom. And look, in my opinion, that's how it should be. And look, I've done it myself, right? I've had the big $150,000 Y62 build. My range is probably getting close to $100,000. My Mitsubishi Triton was $50,000 by the time I put all the accessories on it. And you do all these changes and you put the new awning on it, like, oh, that's going to be better than the old awning, all that kind of stuff. It all starts adding up. And yeah, you can sell some stuff and, recycle obviously some money and that kind of thing, and it doesn't cost as much. But when it comes back to it, you don't need all that stuff to go camping. Like, you don't need a $50,000 setup to go out on the weekend. You don't really need a $150,000 caravan to go around Australia. You can do it in a 30-year-old caravan. A lot of people do right now. And even on my trip to South Australia at the start of the year, we saw so many people in old vans doing the same thing as the $200,000 Lotus that was sitting next to them. And look, if you're just getting into camping, or maybe you're just looking to tone it down like I have, here's some quick advice I can give you with my experience. Buy second hand. Marketplace is full of cheap tents, swags, cookers, and even four-wheel drives. Go light. The less gear you bring, the easier and faster camp life becomes. DIY it. Build your own drawers. Use milk crates for storage. There is so much info you can use on this platform, YouTube. Build something yourself. I've built drawers. I am hopeless with making wood drawers and all that kind of stuff. And if I can do it, you can do it. But focus on what matters. Food, fire, shelter, and the people you're with. You cannot put a price on memories. You don't need a bank loan to enjoy the bush. You just need to want to get out here. And look, at the end of the day, it really comes down to why you're camping. To me, it's about spending time with the family or just switching off from the chaos of life. And then really, the gear doesn't matter. It's just noise. This is the reason why we go out. It's not for the likes, not for the gear reviews, but for this. The quiet, the connection, and the simplicity of nature. So look, that's my final thoughts. I hope you like this video. It's a little bit different to my normal videos, but I just wanted to sort of reflect on, I've been doing this for 7, almost 8 years now. And I kind of wanted to reflect on what's been happening in the scene, and probably more so than ever is products being pushed more heavily than they ever have. And it seems like everyone's got a magic solution to your camping needs or your camping setup or something like that. And I just want to sort of bring it back to reality a little bit. Not everyone has an indisposable income in their bank account, and the bloke who's just bought a N70 Hilux who wants to get out camping with his mates is going to be seeing these people talk about $150,000 setups like you need this, because unfortunately that's what they say in their videos. This is the ultimate 12-volt setup, which is $30,000. And for 9 times out of 10, the average punter just doesn't go camping more than probably 3 or 4 times a year. And spending $30,000 on that kind of setup is ludicrous. But I wanted to put a bit of a spotlight on that part of the industry. So look, tell me what you think. Drop a comment below down in the comments. Do you think basic camping is back? Do you think people are paying less attention to that noise and just going out and enjoying themselves? Because I do. I really think there's a bit of a shift in the bit of a mindset of a lot of people that comes to camping. So it's interesting, and it's definitely something that I'm going to continue to watch closely. But that's probably enough for this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please like and subscribe. I shall see you in the next one. If I don't see you out here in the tracks and trails, I might see you in the next video. If I don't see you in the next video, I shall see you later. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.